Decorated and loaded with personality, that sums up Kevin Millar. But those types of antics and humor were common during his lengthy career as a major leaguer.
Millar is out at second base.
Popular around the MLB, Millar humored it all, and he continues to do so.
Would you bring your attention to me?
On MLB Network's show, Intentional Talk.
I do sneak a lot from Clay Buckholz, my neighbor.
With a camera set up in his home right here in Austin.
You know how everyone always says, I want to work at home, work from home, and just crush it. You work from home for the majority of the time, post-baseball career, but very unique. How do you describe your work from home post-baseball career?
You know what? It was pretty funny because obviously we're baseball players and, we're not real smart and you don't know what to do when you're done playing. Everybody always said, what are you going to do if baseball didn't work out? I'm like, no, I'm going to be a baseball player.
Pat Burrell cuts down Kevin Millar, who slid short of second base.
And Burrow's laughing going off the field, and Millar's just looking at.
So I didn't have a fallback plan there, and then got a chance to play baseball. But when you're done, you're young. You're 38. You're like young in life. And I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And then the network launched a year before I got released. I got released in 2010, and the MLB Network launched in 2009. So it was almost about timing. And they asked about doing a show. I'm like, a show? Chris Rose and did the Best Damn Sports Show back in the day with Tom Arnold and stuff. And so he was the TV guy. He's like, let's try it. But I said, I can't live in New Jersey. I just bought a house in Austin.
Joining us all the way from Austin, Texas. I'm not sure if you know this. He is an 0-4 champ. Please welcome 44-year-old fake cowboy, Kevin Millar.
And then they said, we can put a camera in your house. And I'm like, what? So then we started a camera. And the first 3 months, I thought it was miserable. I'm like, this is brutal. We're going to get fired. The show was terrible. I didn't know what we were doing. And next thing you know, here we are 7 years later. We're doing a show called Intentional Talk.
So you can mask that now if you had to move Dave Robinson. Would I? I would say no, because that bullpen's built strength, wins, boom, go. And injury prone at times, who knows? But I would keep him because he is that guy that can do a little bit of everything.
That's a beautiful thing, and I think a lot of people gravitate to that because there's not many filters on that show. That's what I need because I have troubles with filters.
That's it. You know what? Honest to God, when we started talking about the show and like bringing like a clubhouse vibe to television, I'm like, listen, I don't want to be in a suit and tie. It's about the players. We have a player on every day, and you know what? Instead of talking about how good they are and you got 30 home runs or you're 20-0, I want to know who's cheap. I want to know who's the worst dressed. I want to know those kind of things because when you listen to, it was like the old days when you saw Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, and Tiger Woods on the couch in the Oprah show. All of a sudden, Barkley's talking about how cheap Tiger Woods is. We know he's a good basketball player, right? So it always kind of like, I want to have fun and then make fun of guys. And if you can't laugh at yourself, then you know what? It's the wrong show.
A perfect gig for a guy who Red Sox fans love for a certain leadoff at bat with the season on the line against Mariano Rivera.
I have never seen anyone more than you receive so much praise for a walk that you received in Boston. I believe it was the 0-4 ALCS.
We were down 0-3 at that point, and we were down in the ninth inning, to be honest with you. That was when you're losing the series in a 7-game series, you're down 3 games, and then you're down in the 4th game in the ninth inning against the greatest closer in the world at that point. I let off. Everybody always asks me, what were you thinking? I'm like, listen, I was thinking one thing, try to hit a home run and tie the game up. It's Fenway Park, you're 300 feet to the left. But I ended up walking, and they pinch ran for me for the Dodgers manager now, Dave Roberts. He's still second. Billy Millar hits the single, and then Dave Ortiz hits the walk-off in the 12th inning, but it was pretty cool.
A cool moment for Millar at the Fenway Park office, a special place where Millar called home for 3 of his 12 years in the bigs.
People realize Wrigley Field is special. Fenway Park is extremely special because those type of ballparks are a rarity nowadays. Yeah. If you had to pick, and I know since you played for Boston, you have more experience. Which is the better park to play as a player as far as the total baseball experience?
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't think there's a wrong answer, but personally, walking into Fenway every day and that's your job, like that's your office, it was the coolest thing ever. I'm a pull hitter. You look at this green monster, and it's literally like right there. It's a lot closer than you would see it on TV. When you walk in, you think it's like right at third base.
Right.
But there's just such an aura about it. Now, Wrigley Field, don't get me wrong, they've been the lovable losers until they won in 16, and you go there, it's a party. It's day games, grab a beer, go in the bleachers, and have a great time. Fenway Park's got that feel of like that's their life. Like you have to win. And when you don't win, it's the end of the world for these people. So the passion is a whole different ball game from the East Coast to the Midwest. But they're both awesome, but I'd say Fenway Park.
But just as he does on Intentional Talk,
Whoa, 7:58. That's not mine. Yeah, it is, pimp.
Millar delivered his take with that personality on a couple of questions.
Can the Astros repeat?
100%. They have an awesome team.
Can we expect some unexpected verbiage used by Kevin Millar from his home on the show Intentional Talk?
That's another 100%. Yes, yes. That's the hardest thing is not using the clubhouse language live on television.
Yeah, the FCC appreciates that. Sean Clinch, KVU Sports.
Congrats, dude. Congrats.
Hey, and well deserved, right? You send that, all your little hotel stuff out the bar, send it to a room number, and the next thing you know, they're checking out and go, whoa,